welcome back to Good Day State Line. DreamWorks The Bad Guys comes to theaters this Friday, and tonight we are so excited to talk to the man behind the popular book series, who's also an executive producer of the movie, Aaron Blabey. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm so good. I love this book. I read it last night, and it was so much fun. It's about the bad guys who don't think that they're really bad guys, especially Mr. Wolf. So tell us about the book.
Oh, look, it's a book about redemption, I guess, and it's about characters who've suffered prejudice in their lives because of the way they look and their reputations, and they want to turn it around. And that always felt like a good thing to talk to kids about, you know, but the trick for me was how to take subject matter like that and make it fun. And I got two kids and two boys, and when my youngest was 6 years old, he was bringing home books from school that he found so boring they would make him cry. And I wanted to come up with something that he would find fun. And then he was into scary animals at the time. And I thought, well, hang on, what if I took that idea I had about prejudice and connected it with scary animals that were being judged, but make it like an action-adventure story? And that's where they came from. And it was a pretty big moment in my life, I have to say.
How lucky are your kids that they came home with the boring books and their dad was just like, I'll fix this. I'll make you a better book. No problem.
I know it's a pretty weird thing to do, but it was one of those real lightning bolt moments that you don't have very often in your life. And I remember vividly the night that it happened, because the book we were reading was particularly awful, and I could see any desire this kid would ever have to read a book draining from his body. So it was in the nick of time.
That's so true. So I have 4 nephews that are between the ages of 5 and 13, and when I was reading this yesterday, I was like, oh, they would love this book. Not only is it funny, and it's written in a comic book style, but also the idea that you kind of know, the big bad wolf already. So right when you start, it's like, I'm familiar with these characters. It's so much easier for kids with short attention spans to get into the book so quickly.
Yeah, look, I think one of the things when you're trying to come up with an idea, and especially if you're looking for something that's kind of a big idea, is it's always nice if there's that overlap between something that feels weirdly familiar, but at the same time is an entirely new context. And that's what happened with The Bad Guys, I think. And it was just a happy accident. But this is a true story. The day that I had the idea for the gang and this idea of them doing good deeds, I wrote it in a single sentence. I texted it to a friend and I said, what do you think of this? And she texted back to me, that sounds like a DreamWorks movie. She really did, and that was 9 years ago. Wow. And it was the day I invented them. Like 20 minutes after they'd been invented, somebody said that to me. So it was kind of meant to be, I think.
Yeah, so tell us about the movie.
The movie is just, it's ridiculous. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I love movies so much, and because of that and because of what I do, and I'm a terrible liar, so if I didn't love this movie, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. I'd be, back in Australia being mysteriously unavailable. I am so proud of this film because it captures the spirit of what I created in the books. It takes all the little bits from the books that people love, but has blown it up into this thing that is just spectacular. It's a genuinely fun movie. It's like going on a ride or something. It's delightful, it really is.
I love that, and I love that you were part of the movie. You're one of the executive producers. I think that's so important because so often we love a book and then we see the movie and we're like, nah, I don't know.
Look, it's worst case scenario for authors, and it happens every day. There are train wreck adaptations all the time, and at the beginning I was really protective of them, and I met most of the studios in Hollywood, and a number of them were interested, and I was actually I didn't really want to hand it over until I met the team at DreamWorks, because I could tell immediately they got the tone. And they had a vision for what it could be, and they loved the books. And our screenwriter, Eitan Cohen, his kids were fans of the books, and Eitan desperately didn't want to be the guy who ruined The Bad Guys. So that was really helpful too. He told me that a number of times as he was working on drafts. He was really nervous. So yeah, look, I've been a very lucky author in these circumstances.
Well, the book is great, so we cannot wait to see the movie as well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, my pleasure.
The Bad Guys drops in theaters this Friday. You can get the books right now. In fact, you can win these books, these two, at GoodDayStateline.com. We'll be right back.